All right, we've made it to KDKA, getting ready for Rob Pratt Monday night. This is one of our side production studios that I do a little, I don't know, meditation, if you will, before I go on the air during the week. Get here about an hour, hour and a half before I go on the air, just to think, check some news stories, and get in that right frame of mind. But there's another reason why I love this studio so much, especially the lighting. It reminds me of my very early days in this business, when I was in a basement studio at a radio station many miles from here, just playing album-oriented music, meaning the entire album on the turntable. For those of you who may not know what a turntable is, it spins, little needle, 33 1/3, and sounds come out of that vinyl. I know, it's been a long time since we have used vinyl and turntables in this industry. But I've been here long enough at KDKA that when I started back in the 80s, we were still playing music. It was pretty cool. But now I'm in the business of talk, right? Radio. And I want to take some time to talk about someone who means a lot to me, because he is a part of that soundtrack of my life, Billy Joel. You know, I've met many people in this industry, lots of people that when I look back on my life, if I ever decide to do a book, it's a who's who. No, I've never met Billy Joel, but Rich Engler of DeCesar Engler, Ed Travisary, of course, part of that trio, legendary promoters, historic. They are known by entertainers like Billy Joel and others around the world. So Rich Engler, I asked him one time about some of his favorites, and he right away said Billy Joel. And he's worked with Billy Joel recently. Billy Joel and Rod Stewart were scheduled to be at PNC Park, but because of this health crisis and diagnosis, that show has been canceled. And let's just hope things do turn out for the best for Billy Joel. But Rich Engler means a lot to me. And Rich Engler just said, Rob, everything you would want him to be, he is, and more. And obviously his children, his life, his relationship with the great Christy Brinkley, who is showing support, as is everybody in his family, his incredible wife as well. I think sometimes you just have a difficult time understanding how it could happen to somebody like Billy Joel, because you just think that's rarefied air, right? They're just different. They're not like the rest of us, but in reality, they are. And I just hope you'll all say a prayer for him, and hopefully we will get him back behind the keyboards sometime soon. You know, I used to say, why do these people work so much? Why do they work so long? Why don't they retire, kick back, relax? You know, I could have done that years ago, but it's who I am. It's my drive. It's what I love to do. I love this business of communicating. And yeah, it's another holiday. And I was thinking how many holidays I have been in a radio studio. Just about every one since the mid-'80s, right? But it's what I do. And I'm an entertainer. Not as great as Billy Joel, but when you're an entertainer, you just have that feeling you got to entertain. And I must tell you, one of the greatest feelings in the world is still completing a long day or evening on this radio station, knowing you've given everything you have, every ounce of sweat, equity. And when you're heading home, or when you finally get home, you take that deep breath and think, boy, that was special. There was a connection there. Anybody who has ever seen Billy Joel, that ride home, that was special. That was a connection. And I must tell you, every time that little piano interlude on The Stranger, I think about being in a studio lit like this, playing his music, and just walls of albums, right? And I could play anything I wanted. It was incredible. The only difference, I had a little candle burning then, and that's not the case now. But Billy Joel will be with me for a long time, and I hope he is with us for a long time. So I wanted to get a couple of days into this story before I did anything, and I thought tonight would be a good night, because hearing some of his music, as I did earlier, just rekindled a lot of memories. All right, let's make some more memories tonight. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers, as Rob Pratt, Monday night for Memorial Day, is moments away on KDKA 100.1 FM, AM 1020. Love you, Billy Joel. Get well from your Pratt Pack.